Hello, friends. Welcome to Little Badgers. Let's start off with our hello song in sign language. Great. Stop that one. And for hello, remember to salute for friends. Get your pointer fingers out. Hug this way, hug this way. For time, touch your wrist. For say, touch your chin and pull out a little bit. Okay, ready? Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Yay! Hope you join me singing that song. And I'm going to show you something that we talked about last time to review the letter. Do you remember what I talked about that this starts with? That these are dandelions. And look, these are the flowers drying up and the seeds. Ooh, so pretty. And do you remember what dandelion starts with? That makes a d, d sound. If you guessed the letter D, that's delightful. And today we're going to talk about a different letter. And dandelions grow a lot during the summer. And summer begins with this letter. And oh, I'll give you a clue, another clue. It's so sunny in the summer, and sun begins with this letter. And I'm wearing that letter actually on my shirt. Isn't that super? All right, so let me write this for you. All right, so you're gonna curve around like this and curve to the bottom. If you guess the letter S, that's super again. And for the small lowercase s, it's the same, looks the same, but you start in the middle instead, and it's smaller. Like that. Yay! So this is the big S and the little s. And let me put this back here. And we're going to play a little guessing game with where I act out an animal that begins with this letter S. And the first animal that I'm going to act out, you might see outside, that could scramble up a tree and has a bushy tail that the animal shakes and could be eating a nut, nibbling on a nut. What do you think this animal is that begins with the letter S? And I have it up here. If you said squirrel, you're right. Squirrel begins with the letter S. And the next animal that I'm going to act out loves the water, and it's so cute. It has flippers like this, and it could make a sound like arr, 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 arr. Do you know what animal that is that begins with the letter S? If you said seal, you could clap like a seal for yourself. Arr, arr, arr. And the last animal that you can guess, you can use your maybe arm, like the way it moves as it slithers. And it's sort of skinny and oftentimes long. Do you know what this creature is that begins with the letter S and it's going to slither closer to you? Oh, what is that? If you guess snake, yay! That is super. And my friend Snake's name is Senorita Sparkly Snake. And can you make a sound like a snake that also sounds like the letter S? Great job. Ooh, she's going to help me sing. Oh, sing begins with the letter S too. And we're going to sing a song called Snake. And it's to the tune of Bingo. And oh, I'm going to take out my ukulele. But we're going to spell out snake up here. What letter is that again? If you said S, you're right. I think it's upside down. Okay, so snake begins with the letter S. And then the next letter is, you say N, and you're right again. The next letter is A. Good if you said the letter A. And after that, it's the letter K. After that, it's the letter E at the end. And what does that spell? That spells snake. Are you ready to sing it with me? And we're going to spell it out 3 times. Okay. And against to the tune of bingo. And the words are, there's a reptile that's skinny and slithers, and snake is its name-o. And we're going to spell it out 3 times. And the last line is, and snake is its name-o. There's a reptile that's skinny and slithers, and snake is its name-o. S-N-A-K-E, 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 and snake is its name-o. Yay! Since I think I got the hang of it. Now let's sing it super duper fast. Ready? There's a reptile that's skinny and slithers, and snake, ooh, snake, it's its name-o. Ready? S-N-A-K-E, 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 and snake is its name-o. Yay! Great job. All right, let me put my ukulele down, and the snake is going to slither away. Okay, now speaking of creatures besides a snake, I'm going to create my own. Let me take the S off and the N off first, and the A off, and the K off, and the E off, because I need this whiteboard to draw my creature that I came up with that also adopted my name in the beginning. And I guess I have to write with my left hand. Also starts with the letter S. And then a little O, and a small K. That's my name, Sook. But then I'm going to also add a small I and an E, and then a small M, O, N, S, T, E. All right, good. I had enough room. It's Sookie Monster, and I'm going to draw that for you. All right, so this monster has, look, you know what shapes these are? If you said oval, you're right. And then dark circles inside, like that. They're eyes. And then let me do some eyelashes. There. And look, it's gonna curve like a rainbow, but then I'm gonna connect it. So it's like sort of like a half circle. And then that's for the nose. And for the mouth, I'm gonna draw a straight line across, and I'm gonna make some teeth. Ooh, do you know what shapes I'm making for teeth? Sort of looks like rectangle, right? Then there's, can you help me count them? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hey, the word 6 begins with what letter? That's right, S. Okay, so that's the mouth. And for the head shape, let me see. Ooh, there it is. 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the third side. Do you know what the shape that is for the head? I think it sort of looks like a triangle. Is that what you said? And then, oh, look, I'm going to make a whole bunch of curly circles like this on top. For the hair. Oh, looks like curly hair, huh? And then little tiny body with some arms, yay, and legs. Do you like my Suki monster? All right. So you could draw your own creature that you come up with. You can be creative, I bet. All right. So now, you know what Suki monsters like to eat? They like to eat, what are these? Socks. Hey, socks begins with the letter S also. Can you help me count the socks up there? 1, 2, 3, oops, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's right. There are 7 socks. And I made up a song called 7 Socks. Can you help me sing it? I'll tell you the words. It's I have 7 socks. I have 7 socks. And this one needs its pair. If I don't find it, should I pull out my hair and say, nah, it's too hot now to wear and care? Okay? And to the tune of Oh My Darling Clementine. Okay, we're going to sing it twice. Ready? I have 7 socks. I have 7 socks. And this one needs its pair. If I don't find it, should I pull up my hair? Nah, it's too hot now to wear and care. All right, that was just practice. Now let's sing it again. Show 7, right? 7 begins with the letter S. There are 7 socks. There are 7 socks. And this one needs its pair. If I don't find it, should I pull up my hair? Nah, it's too hot now to wear and care. Yay! Great job. And yeah, I don't really care about my missing sock now, but I do care about yummy food. And I'm going to show you some yummy food that begins with the letter S. Can you help me count how many different kinds of food I have? Ready? 1, 2, 3. And we're going to share, or I'm going to share what it is and what color it is. Let's see, do you know what this is that I really care about, that I like? It's spinach. That's right. And what color is it? I bet you said it's green. And you're right. Ooh. And then the next food that begins with the letter S. Do you know? Do you like it too? What are these? Yes, they're strawberries. That was easy. And I bet you already know the color of the strawberries too. Yes, they're red, but oh, look, on top of it, on top of these, there are what color leaves? Green, just right, like the spinach. And the last food that begins with the letter S, maybe a little bit harder for you to guess, because it may look different from what you've eaten. Okay. These are sunflower seeds. And what color are they? You said like maybe black with maybe gray stripes. I think you're right. But these are just the shells that you see of the sunflower seeds. And let's crack one open. Ooh, I think I have to use my teeth. Oh, nope, I did it. I'm so strong. Strong begins with the letter S. Okay, let me just hurry up and open this for you. Ah, I think I broke it. Anyway. Oh my gosh, they're like in crumbs. Okay, well, this is a broken piece of the inside and sort of like tan color. See? All right. Speaking of seeds, I love the story that I read, and you can also borrow it from the library. And it's also part of our summer reading. Let me share the cover with you. Hold on a second. It's called The Bad Seed. And this is a bigger drawing of the sunflower seed. And this is written by Jory John and illustrated by Pete Oswald. I hope you get a chance to read it because it's so funny about the story about the sunflower seed. And this book actually inspired me to do a craft. Let me show you the craft that I made. This is my sunflower, and in the middle are actual sunflower seeds that I glued on. And you could make it into a card like this, or you can make a bigger one. I started it already. Let me show you. Hold on. Ah, there it is. Okay, here it is. And I already glued on the circle center and the long green rectangular stem. And for the petals, I used these smaller yellow rectangular shapes, and I glued, let's see, the bottom like that. Here it goes. And then looped it like this for each petal. And then I added more glue on just one side like this. And then attached it to the center like this. And you can glue more pieces of the petal. And then for the leaves, I already cut it out like this. And then I'm going to glue it like that. Yay! And for the center part where you add the seed, I use this kind of glue instead. You have to squeeze a lot on there and then pour a whole bunch of these sunflower seeds. And it'll stay on. And it'll look like that at the end. Yay! Okay, I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's the end of the little badgers. Let's start, or actually end with our goodbye song in sign language. And it's the same like the hello song, but instead of hello, we wave goodbye. So please sing it with me. Ready? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Okay, and for the grown-ups, let me share one last thing. It's the resource page of the different activities that I shared with you in the class, right? And you can go to the READsquared and look up these different activities and do them yourselves. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. And now I think I'm gonna go outside and maybe skip a little bit and just plain enjoy the sunshine. Okay, bye everyone.